A full moon is a powerful time to release and end things, where the new moon is the time to manifest things and set new intentions. Hello, beautiful people. For those that don't know me, my name is Despina, and welcome to Crystals Within. And today I'm inspired by the full moon we just had, and I asked you a question on Instagram: what do you would like to see more of this channel? And a lot of people requested to learn more on full moon and new moon energies and the rituals that you can practice during this time, because it's known to be a very powerful time. So in this video, we'll talk about that. But before anything, I wanted to announce that my new course is finally out, and I am so proud that this course is out, because a lot of the times, especially this year, we feel not balanced. We feel as if there's more we can do to our spiritual journey. A lot of people go through spiritual awakenings. A lot of people are going through times of depression, anxiety. I too had those moments previously, and then I got out of that, and I was in that stage of everything is fine, but because I wasn't healing the root of that problem, I kept coming back and back and back to that same energy. So my purpose here at Crystals Within is to guide people to remember their true power, to remember who they truly are, to remember the powerful divine being that you are. And so through this course, I'll be showing you how to reach enlightenment. I'll be showing you how to balance each and every chakras, understand yourself, understand where it needs healing with your energy, with your body, and also understand, why are you here? What is your purpose? What is the purpose of everything that we see around us? It is so powerful when we find answers such as this to these questions, because when we find enlightenment, we fully step into our purpose. So through this course that I just launched, you guys will be able to have access to all of these questions and a lot more, as well as to meditation tips if you are a beginner, or even if you practice meditation for a long time. You'll be able to elevate your meditation practice to the next level. It's a very exciting course. I am so proud of you. We sold out on the first 15 sale that I had, but I decided to extend the sale for the next 5 people that will be purchasing the course. Just use the code FIRST15. I am not sure when you will be seeing this, if that code will still be valid, but make sure you enter the code so you have $20 off your purchase of the course. And of course, if you haven't subscribed here at Crystals Within and like this channel, please subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss any other videos I'll be posting, as well as like this video because it does bring good energy and I always appreciate it. So now that I mentioned all that, let's move to the explanation of this powerful time that happens once a month and sometimes twice. So the full moon happens once a month, as well as the new moon, when the sun rays the sun's light fully illuminates into the surface of the moon. So how does that happen? They both are in a position where they reflect each other, right? So when the moon becomes full, how does it become full? Why do we see it? It is because the sun no longer hides the moon with its rays, and it's shining at its brightest not because of the moon, because the moon doesn't really have light, because of the rays of the sun. So because of that, we receive the maximum light that the moon can provide. Again, the moon is like a star, so we see it shining, but itself, it's a rock. It's not like light like the sun. So it's shining its brightest when the full moon happens, because of the rays of the sun that are reflecting towards the moon. And it just bounces back. That's why it's so shiny. That's why it looks so big. That's why it looks so beautiful in the lunar surface. And the energy of the full moon actually lasts 3 days. This last full moon was November 30th. So I'm posting this video on November 1st. So until tomorrow, you have the time to practice this ritual, or whenever you see them, feel free to practice them. The moon, though, technically, it's at its full peak, at its full eclipses, at its full moon, not eclipses, the full moon, it's at its full peak only for a moment. So how do you know when it's at its full peak? You can just check the time online when a full moon is. This past Beaver full moon was at 4:29 a.m. So the truly full moon, it's at a moment, and check the time so you can understand when it's at its peak, the exact time. And in general, our moon and the sun radiate frequencies to us, to our bodies, and also to the earth. That's why they say the sun and the moon can be very powerful when it comes to connecting to cosmic energies. And even the water that we carry within our bodies, and remember, we're 70% out of water, so just radiating this energy can be really powerful. And that's why emotions, behaviors, our conscious and unconscious, subconscious mind becomes very highlighted during this time, because there's certain energies that the moon and the sun radiate during those times that affect us so much. Because we are made out of so much water, there's a lot of this coming out of us. And the sun in general, the sun energy in general represents our outer world. Our personality represents our ego, the present moment. And the energy of the sun can manifest to us into strength, into courage. On the other hand, the moon energy represents our inner world, and that is emotions, that is desire, that is shadow work, that is dreams. And so when the moon energy is out there, even it doesn't have to be full moon, the moon energy in general affects us in this way, and it gives us the ability to feel, to learn, to express, even to manifest things. That's why the moon is such a powerful thing when it comes to manifestation. If you haven't watched the video posted previously on the moon and the sun energies, I'll be putting a link below so you can fully understand what these two energies mean and how you can use them into your life to manifest things that you want. And having said that, I want you to be aware, yes, we have the moon and the sun, but everything around us in general, it's energy. Everything is made out of energy. And our bare eyes can see less than 1% of this energy. And so there's a lot of energies going on around us that we cannot see. But just because we don't see them, it doesn't mean they're not there. So I want you to be aware of that, because I want you to know that it doesn't have to be full moon or new moon in order for you to use this energy to manifest something into your life. So we can learn to manifest certain things by us emitting that energy that represents the full moon, that represents the new moon, the sun. Why? Because we can. Because we are made with divine energies, with our chakras. All of that can direct us how to manifest things. That's why I'm so excited with this course, because really when balancing the chakras, you can fully manifest anything that you want out of your life. When you fully understand the energies that were given to us from the universe, from the divine, to guide us how to find enlightenment, can be very freeing, very powerful, and very directionary when it comes to our life and purpose. And connecting to the moon energy, though, in general, why we have been using the full moon for centuries to manifest things, because connecting to the full moon in general can be very grounding. It can give us a sense of synergy and balance, and also connect us not only to the earth with grounding, but also to the cosmic energy. So moon and sun also can be very powerful when it comes to that. So the new moon, it's there for us. That is the difference between the new moon and the full moon. The new moon is there for us so we can set intentions and we can manifest things. And the full moon, on the other hand, is there for us to surrender, to let go. So if you notice, we have full moon, right? The full moon will tell you what it is that you need to let go in order for you to manifest things. And then half of the month, we have the new moon, where it tells you, okay, let's go ahead and manifest again. So it's like half of the month is the new moon, half of the month is the full moon. So it's these two energies, manifesting and surrendering, because in order for us to fully manifest something, we need to surrender. And so how these two moons work together, it's very powerful. And personally, when it comes to rituals, when it comes to these two dates, I love using the natural essence of the universe for me to practice my rituals. So today I'm going to give you my recommendations, but I suggest to not make this ritual thing very complicated for you. I just suggest for you to follow your intuition when it comes to rituals and these energies that exist around us during the full moon and the new moon. So the very first thing I personally do is I create a sacred space around me. And a sacred space can be lighting candles, can be having certain frequencies around me, frequencies that specifically work on manifesting what I want. You can work on the frequencies that represent each chakra. And the second thing I do, I will use smoke to clean the energy of the house, and I will also make sure that my space is clean, because when there's cluster, there's a certain energy that represents that cluster. So you want to make sure your space is clean, your space feels sacred, your space feels ready for you to welcome certain energies in your space. And for smoke, I would totally recommend, because a lot of people use sage, and sage is amazing. I would recommend for you to fully connect to your ancestors, to fully connect to the cosmic energies, to make your research and find out what herb represents your ancestors. Because in all cultures, in every single culture, there's not one that is an exception. They had an herb that they use to cleanse a space. They had an herb they use to welcome certain energies. So find the herb that represents your ancestors and start using this. So that's the second thing. The third thing, after I smudge the place, and while I'm smudging the place, while I'm cleaning the space even, I would call certain energies in. Again, there's so many energies around us. So just by calling certain guides, anybody can come in. So I encourage you to be specific to what type of energies you're welcoming in as you're smudging, as you're doing your cleaning, as you're doing your manifestations. I personally love calling energies of love, energies of guidance, energies of manifestation, energies of meditation for Reiki if that feels cold to you, or energies of just comfort in general, something that makes you feel good. But just remember, the vibration of the universe is love. So always calling energies of love can be very powerful. That's the third thing. The fourth thing, and to me the most powerful thing you can do during this time, is meditate. Why meditation is so powerful? Because meditation is the one thing that can teach you how to raise your vibration. When it comes to manifestation, a lot of people think, I'm gonna write it down, I'm gonna set my goals, I'm gonna think about it, and then I'm gonna attract it. But if we are in an energy that doesn't reflect our manifestation, that manifestation will not be able to have access to us. So in order for us to manifest something during this time, or just in general, we have to learn to raise our vibration to match the energy of the manifestation. And meditation has just an amazing and powerful way to do that for us. Really powerful. And to me, this can be the most powerful practice. I totally encourage you to invest into learning about meditation. If you haven't watched my video on Meditation Tips 101, go ahead and watch it. But also in my course, I'll cover all of that and way more into how to get into a deeper meditation practice. Another thing I love to do is journaling, because how can we get somewhere? How can we even release something if we don't know what it is that we need to release, right? So, for example, when it comes to the new moon, it's time to manifest. So new moon, I would write goals. I will write goals for me that I'm trying to get to, an energy that I'm trying to get to. And when it comes to the full moon, I will write things that I need to release. And I would use that to my advantage. So how I would use that, another thing you can do is, I personally like to take a glass of water, place it outside my window, specifically on the time that it's the full bloom of the full moon, the time that specifically, it's exactly the time for the full moon to happen. And of course, I'm not going to wait until 4:30 in the morning. For example, November 30th was at 4:30 in the morning. I'm not going to wait for me to put the glass of water out of my window. I would put it before I go to sleep, but I would know that during that time, the water was there to observe the energies. Because again, water carries frequency, water carries vibration that can teach us, can guide us into have a direction in our life. That's why dolphins have that communication during water with frequency, because of water, and whales as well. It can be so powerful to send signals in water. And drinking, what you can do with the water, you can drink it. I personally like to put my manifestations under the water, next to a selenite crystal, or a crystal that can protect any energy that can be around that water, around my manifestations, and I would just leave it outside the window. Or you can drink that water after you wake up in the morning. You can drink it, or you can, I personally like to, I created a corner that I give that water to my ancestor as a thank you, as a gratitude for them guiding me all the time and giving me the ability to manifest things. So it's up to you. You can leave a couple of cups of water outside and you can do different things with them. Or some people give it to their plants. Whatever resonates to you, practice that for yourself. Another thing I absolutely love to practice during this 2 times of the month is self-love. And how do you know how to practice self-love for yourself? I personally use the 5 love languages to find how I understand love. You can take the quiz that exists online to fully understand your love language, and once you do, teach yourself how to give that to yourself. The 5 languages are the words of affirmation, acts of service, quality times, it is gifts, and touch. So find what it is, the one for you or the top 2 for you, and start practicing that to yourself as a self-love. Because again, the full moon energy can be the strongest during that time, and because of that, it brings out of us a lot of emotions, a lot of behaviors, which can be great, because certain things come out, we can fully understand ourselves, we can fully examine certain behaviors, certain patterns within ourselves, and like that, we can use that time to heal certain things, to manifest certain things that we need to release or we need to heal. It can be a very powerful time. And if you haven't also watched my video on trauma and understanding what trauma is and understanding how to release it, I'll also be putting a link below so you can fully understand that energy as well. So make sure during this time you check in with yourself, check in with your feelings, and practice self-love and healing and manifesting during these times. Another thing that I personally love to do is practicing gratitude. And gratitude has a certain vibrational level that can, when we practice it, it can raise our vibration so high that it makes manifesting easier. So practicing gratitude during your rituals can be really powerful. That's why I personally like to leave my moon water for my ancestor as a form of thank you, as a form of gratitude, because we are always divinely guided by spirit guides, by ancestors, even though we don't see them. And one last thing I personally like to do is, of course, use my crystals. So how how would I use our crystals? Full moon or a new moon is a powerful time to charge the crystals because the energy is so intense. So what I personally like to do, I'll take my crystal, put it in my hands, and do a little prayer. I will give my crystal the okay and say, this is your time to charge. This is your time to heal your energy and release anything that I might have transferred to you, or the energies around you might have transferred to you that doesn't belong to you. So I will give them the okay, and I will just put them in a place where I know they will be able to charge. But some people like to put them under the moon. But whether we put them under the moon, the energy is so powerful that our crystals, if we give them the okay, if we meditate with them, they can absorb that energy of the full moon and the new moon. So this is the things I personally like to practice during these 2 times of the month. But again, follow your intuition and find the best rituals that speak to you, or even speak to your ancestors. Do your research, understand your history and what your culture has been practicing for decades when it comes to rituals, when it comes to the full moon or the new moon. Or just follow your intuition, ask your guides, ask yourself, what does feel good to me to practice during this time? So this was the video on the new moon and full moon and the rituals, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.